Hey, hi. I want to share. It's a show and tell moment. Here's one of my most recent things that I've done. I finally got. I'm like trying to get because I'm putting them on my wall there. I kept having the problem that the water was bending. This is like watercolor paper, but it was bending the paper after I was all done and everything, and I didn't know how to get it, back. And I had the obvious idea of I would wet the bag, and now like I don't know where that stuff came from. I don't know that was there before, but I wet the bag and got it like damp and wet, and then I put it under something, and it seems to have worked, although it started getting back a little bit more bent, but not like anything like the other ones. So I guess maybe I'll take those off the wall and like try and smush them down and make them, get them back to flat so I can put them up on my wall in a more like nice looking way. I don't think I have anything really to say about this. I'm still just kind of like trying things. I like the bottom bits. I'm always trying to figure out a way to blend the face with the rest of the background. And I like that the bottom there is way more like I'm trying to get a fun kind of a ethereal thing going on in a lot of these, and I don't really know how. And I'm also like, I thought about it this time where I wanted to be, I like that I'm filling the whole thing up. It's very like, that was something that I wanted to do. I don't know how to explain why, but like that's just what I was going for. And yeah, I'm just trying like lots of patterns and lots of different things. And I might like just put the image up there. So maybe it'll be one over here and one over there. My face in between. And like these things, I can't point to them because I have both my hands, but the things, here we go. These two things, like right there, like I was kind of going, originally I was drawing them as flowers, and those three bottom at the chin, they were like, originally the idea was to make something that was similar to flowers, or like weird, I don't know how to put this, weird flower-esque shapes, I guess. And yeah, like this doing these like smallish, they're not super small, but getting it reduced down to this size has like really helped me just experiment more. The only thing that I still don't like and that I'm not sure about, first of all, is the nose. But then it's like I don't like the line art. I don't know how to explain, but like it ends up looking like very cartoony, and I don't really, or illustration or something like that. And I kind of, if I keep doing these experiments, I've been thinking I need a way of reducing the I never like learned how to paint. So I'm just like, I use the paint just to throw color in there, not to actually like build any depth or anything like that. And yeah, that's it. And this was another one. I got away from recording like the whole process because it was just so cumbersome. I have some recordings of other things, so I'm still gonna make videos where I talk and ramble and whatever, and there's gonna be like the video of the drawing or the whatever going on. But like I can't when I'm just like bored and feel like, like yesterday I got home from doing Uber Eats and I just needed a way to chill out and like listen to stuff on my laptop and just chill out. And so, I worked on this while I did it, and there you go. I won't put this up on the wall right now. I'll do that later. So I actually looked through Reddit and pulled out some things already that just sounded like interesting titles that I thought might be funny or something interesting. So let's get into it. Once again, Aspergers subreddit. This person writes, their title is I Love Autism. And I was like, okay, let's save that for later. I think having autism is the best thing in the world. I fully embrace it and I fit in fine with most people. Okay, well, fuck you. So happy to be living in such an amazing world where acceptance for the autistic has risen. I am so grateful to live in today's world and would never want to go back to the past when there was a lack of acceptance. I do truly love this world nowadays, and autism is not a hindrance to my daily life in any way. And I love my life more nowadays because of world circumstances and my current life. I think this person's having a hypomanic episode. Autism is truly a blessing, and I cannot imagine my life without the condition. I would not want to live my life any other way or be anyone else. That's the post. That's the post. What the heck? Chess Man. That's his name. Chess Man 6500. Alright, person says same, but it's harder for me. I try to love myself as best as I can, but I still have thoughts of indelicacy and irrelevancy creep into my head. About being single, being exhausted constantly, my parents not understanding me. Oh, it says low battery. It's still recording. Alright, Hope says, I mean, we all struggle with issues, but we can learn to at least try to compensate for them. Being autistic is just a difference. I disagree with that. Weirdly enough, the new guy who's been saying a lot of stuff, he says, I agree with you. I lived undiagnosed for 38 years, struggling to live a normal life. Once I was diagnosed, I was able to make the changes I needed to live a more normal life. I'm happy, have a good job, great family, and I wouldn't be interested in losing my autism at this point. I've found ways to make it beneficial in the work setting. Hypervigilance with great pattern recognition made me into an excellent diagnostician of machines and devices. It also keeps me away from general customers, keeping my work environment small. It works for me. I'm glad you are happy. Don't let anyone steal your positivity, even when others are less fortunate. Those people need the positive folks, whether they know it or not. I think they need positive folks, but at the same time, I think the level of positivity that I just read, people can post what they want, but I think sometimes if you're really suffering, having someone get up in your face and go, no, be happy, it's so happy, you're good, you're happy, we're all happy, and everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be good, it actually can make you feel worse, more depressed, more lonely, upset. This is what I found. Again, I hate to talk about therapy, but it's been such a part of my life. But in a lot of therapy, and some of the therapists would take this idea that what they needed to do was cheer me up. If they could just cheer me up, then everything would be fine. But of course, no, I'm having real struggles. I'm having real life difficulties here. And so, it's fine, it's great that this person has a really good outlook, has a lot of things going on in their lives, but a lot of autistic people, as much as they need to have this, hey, it doesn't have to be bad, you can get forward in life, you can do something, but some people have really deep cut issues, and they've been harmed. Life just happens, and then you look back and you can see how it happened. You can go, oh yeah, so I met that person that introduced me to that kind of job, and then I did that job, and then I met people, life just happens. But I also know high-functioning autistic adults in my friend group who are completely independent and have decent jobs. I myself have lived on my own for 9 years now, and it's been great. Honestly, I don't know if it's just the way this person's writing, or if they're intentionally trying to be very energetic and happy, or if they are this way all the time. My entire community is for the disabled, and it's like a regular apartment complex where we are totally independent, but I'm well aware that many autistic people need extra help and services. I mean, okay. I wonder where Chess Man, the Hope, is living at. Yeah, I mean, okay, alright. So, so someone says this is an aspergers, which they, ASD level 1 subreddit, by definition, ASD level 1 has low support needs. If you are ASD level 2 or 3, then yes, you need more support. But there are other subreddits for you to look around if that is the case. That's the weird thing. I don't need a lot of support. I guess I have low support needs. My life's been shit. Just in terms of depression and anxiety and loneliness and blah 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 blah. I'm glad this person, I'm glad the person's having a good day, but it's just so weirdly, overwhelmingly positive that it's just kind of annoying to me. I felt bad, man. I want to be a positive guy. I started introducing, I don't have it here. I have a coffee cup over there that has happy flowers on it. It's my happy flower coffee cup. And before I knew it, I started introducing flowers into my different artwork. Where is it? This little happy guy. Little happy little flower right there. And it's sideways, but up there in the girl's hair elementary school, I just went, I'm not happy anymore. This is not great. And I think it really did. I think interacting with other kids, even though I had ADHD as a child, I didn't know. I was diagnosed as an adult. But the weirdest thing is that when I was in elementary school, I would get report cards, or the whatever, and it would be in the report. It would say Matthew is very he won't sit still. He won't talk to, or he won't sit still. He's talking to everybody. He's a bundle of little joy, but we need to work on that. At the age, at the grade, maybe 2, but definitely grade 3, all of a sudden it was Matthew doesn't raise his hand, he doesn't talk, but but if he's called on, he always knows the answer to the question. So it's not that he doesn't know, he just doesn't, put it out there. And I don't know what happened, or I don't know that anything happened. I think maybe I got in trouble too much for being a bit all over the place, and I was told, you need to just sit there and do your work, and I just went, oh, okay. I think I was a very compliant kid. And as I got older, I've learned that compliance is not what you should do. So here's a subreddit for highly sensitive people. My husband thinks I'm boring. I've been married for 24 years. My husband and I are similar yet different. Recently, my husband said I need more interesting hobbies. He wants to travel across the country on motorcycle or via RV, and I'm not interested in going with him. I think that's okay. Married people, a limb just fell on the roof. I think that's okay. Married people don't have to be everything together. My hobbies include cooking, reading, knitting jigsaw puzzles. I have all these quiet hobbies. They give me time to reflect and process the big wide world. I'm willing to explore other things, but I'm not sure what. What hobbies do other HSP enjoy? It doesn't really, I don't think exploring new quiet hobbies is exactly what your husband is asking for. Or what your husband thinks you're boring because your hobbies are quiet. So there's not really anything you can do. It's funny that it starts off with all that stuff about the husband, but just gives, later on just says, what new hobbies could I take up that are quiet? I don't know. Did she say I want quiet hobbies? Okay. This is the thing about the HSP, that it is it just ended up being it just turns out HSP people are pretty autistic. It's so weird how these things subdivided. So someone says he might be HSS, and I'm like, what the hell is that? But then the next person says, what is HSS? That's highly sensitive, highly sensation seeking. So, and again, I've talked about this. I'm both. I feel like I've always had to struggle to confine my chaos, and almost like a part of me dropping my mask is letting the chaos come out. But even in so many of my artworks like this one, mask, and then it would still not be okay, and then I would try to mask harder, and it would still not be okay. And it ended up with me being a very off. It ended up with me being very separate, even from myself, and having these two very opposing parts of myself: the ADHD, sensory, extroverted, desiring people. I mean, I'm not a guy. If I got up on stage doing anything, I'd freak out. I'd be so worried and everything. But I feel like there definitely is a part of me that wants to be on the stage and wants to be in front of a lot of people. And this, even doing a video like this, it's a very, it's almost like an amalgamation of the two. It's a recognition of like, oh, I want to do something, put myself out there, but I want to do it in a safe, almost in a way, introverted way. Like, I can do it sitting behind my camera, my phone, and put it up. I mean, I'm so still anxious that sometimes, like I say, I thank you, anyone, if you comment. I'm going to try. I keep telling myself I'm going to try to read and like and comment on the comments, but for right now, up until now, I've been really bad about it. So, anyways, there's a lot of the Reddit posts and everything. I just use it as a jumping off. How do I say? I use it as a jumping off point for me to ramble about whatever pops into my head as I read. So those are my thoughts, and I didn't get to many things, but I hope you watched. I hope you enjoyed.